that may very well prove to be for some. One, I'm never going to agree on the form. I'm never going to agree on the substance. Therefore, they can say it. That's all they can do is say it. Quite frankly, I don't care. The market forces don't lie. The social engineering that's been done for generations on our kith and kindred across this planet, look at the evidence. It doesn't lie. As a result of all those things in combination, most of our kith and kindred, they're not even in a position to have an intelligent conversation because they are basically speaking the propaganda of the colonizers and hostiles that's easily disproved. In the era of information being readily available, they choose not to do their own homework. That's because they're comfortable in their captivity. So you have so many of our kith and kindred all across the planet, here in North Central and South Amexem, Alkebu-lan and the Ab.Zu, all throughout Cush-Harappa, all throughout Greater Asia, including in the Cebu-Cavite district, that propagate and espouse sheer mental retardation. Plain and simple. It's to be expected, but it has to stop. You have parties talking about BRICS this and BRICS that, as if the so-called leaders in these various entities are in control, and they're not. They don't control their central banks, so they're not the real power. The controller of their central banks is the real power, and they're only doing what they're told. And their populations know absolutely zero about that. And what is allowed by them shall continue until they wake up and find out what is actually going on. The central bank controllers of these BRICS entities are the same controllers of the central bank of Paris and the central bank in Londinium. And let's face it, Paris and Londinium control the bulk of most of our kith and kindred on the mother continent. And most of them rant, review, howl, and scream about this, but do nothing about it. They won't let go of the CFA. And even when they do, they're going to grab hold of things that's still controlled by the controllers of the central banks of BRICS and 197 corporations, so-called corporate nation states across this planet. So the same cereal in a different box. It's still cereal, not their cereal, the cereal of the colonizers and hostiles, the international banksters, the oil barons. The oil barons control the so-called United Nations on behalf of the international banksters. The World Bank is the international banksters through the UN. And folks ain't figured this out yet. It is mind-boggling to me. The Vax baron, that's a whole nother story. They can't get you to take the vaccines, they're going to put it in the food. They put it in the fruits and vegetables. They put it in the flesh. If you don't control your own food source, you're in huge trouble. And then they're going to ram the UMU down their throat. They're going to have all these digital currencies all over the place, so-called. Then they're going to convert them all into one UMU and ram it down their throats all across this planet. And parties are going to sit back and beg them for it. And they don't have to, which is mind-boggling to me. Let's figure out this straight. Alkebu-lan and the Ab.Zu. The bulk of the Amexem-Moor-Empire population is there, not here in North Amexem. On the mother continent, where the bulk of our population is, the average years on the planet is 19. We have a youth over there. So the market force I was talking about earlier, we have youthful labor. They're becoming better and better learned. We have all of the resources. Can make all electrical power that we need to. And look at where she sits. 1.3 billion to her west, 2.9 billion to her east. That's melanated. Our kith and kindred, our brothers and sisters speak in many languages and dialects. Just the same, our global common market when we do it right, which we are gradually doing on our own terms. So, the bulk of our kith and kindred espousing this stupidity about BRICS, when BRICS is controlled by the colonizers and hostiles, because that's who controls their central banks. Let's not even discuss the quote-unquote African Union. Where's their budget? Quote unquote 651 million so-called dollars worthless fiat for 1.4 billion folks? Wow. They're telling you to your face how not serious they are. They have no intention to do anything other than what they are told, because they too bow down to the colonizing hostiles who control everything that they do. They follow quote-unquote UN protocol. That's the colonizing hostiles. That's the oil barons specifically, because that's who controls the UN. Rocket science and stuff is not. And parties are out of their ever-loving minds, especially when the Amexem-Moor-Empire Imperial Government fiscal budget law is literally 4 times the size of the quote-unquote budget for the so-called African Union. Information is available. It's up to our folks to go get it, contemplate it, discern it, and act accordingly. This is why the propaganda prevails, because they don't do that.